Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about what am I supposed to do with all this food? Doordash driver says customer canceled Little Caesars order after she had already arrived at their house. Yeah, been there, done that. It's kind of an annoying situation, especially when you're not really sure if you got the full payment for the order or not. I know when I did, I still got the full payment, but I don't know if that is how it works across the board. So with that said, I want to go over what this DoorDash driver is saying about the situation, how it actually is for gig workers, customers, and the company, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A new DoorDash driver named Aaron at Omgerinwtf posted a message for the popular food delivery service on TikTok, imploring the company to give drivers an option to rate customers. I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. I would actually love that option. I would love to actually rate my customer a little bit more effectively, and for the customer rating to be transparent to us so we know whether or not to work with them. But that being said, I don't think that is in the future for all gig workers. Erin says that she went out of her way to meet the customer's needs for this particular Little Caesars order, only to have the customer cancel their purchase right as she arrived to their house. Although she still received her payment for the delivery, Erin adds that she missed out on receiving a tip. Interesting. Usually DoorDash gives half guaranteed pay, which means the tip should be in there. Well, at least half of the tip should be in there for canceled orders. I don't know what happened in this case, but still. She might have actually accepted a no tip order, assuming that there would be a cash tip. I think that as a DoorDash driver, I should be able to rate customers. She vents in the clip. Not like a 4 or 5 star rate, like a star rating, but a thumbs up or thumbs down, because now I have 2 pizzas and some cheesy bread that I'm not going to eat. What am I supposed to do with all this food? I would actually give it to the homeless. If there's a security guard that let you in, that's what I would do. That's what I actually did when I had this issue. I had actually arrived to a hotel and the order was canceled literally in my app as soon as I got there. I was like, what am I supposed to do with all these crab legs? I'm not going to eat these crab legs. I ended up giving it to the security guard so that way he can actually have a good meal and I can have less of a headache. But everybody's got different philosophies on this. Give it to a homeless, give it to their family, etc., etc. Social media is filled with posts from DoorDashers who've expressed their frustration with customers who don't offer gratuity payments to drivers. Viral debates have sparked over this issue, like when one DoorDash customer received a complaint letter from a driver. In the letter, the driver wrote about the minimum tip that is expected of customers in order to make delivering meals for the service worth their time. I actually made a video talking all about that as well. I'll leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. But the reality is that if you don't receive an upfront tip, then it's not worth it. And that's a great example of why. I don't agree with the complaint letter, but that's for that video, so you'll need to watch that in order to understand. Users who saw Erin's post sympathized with her and offered up some helpful tips as to what she could do with the food. While one person told her to simply eat it, which Erin says is impossible because she can't eat all that food in one sitting, others suggested trying to find an unhoused person to give it to. Yeah, a lot of people have different philosophies on this. Give it a security guard so it's easier for you to do their job because you'll have facial recognition or some kind of relationship there, especially if you go there often. Some people believe in just giving it to the homeless. I find whenever I need a homeless person, I can't find them for whatever reason. And some people just say, hey, you got a family, bring it to them. But not everybody has a family they could bring it home to, you know what I mean? I'm living on my own. Merchants preparing the food for customers are still paid if the customer cancels an order, including the instance that Erin described. DoorDash's policy on canceled orders is available on the app's official website. I actually should make a video on that. In order for drivers to be compensated for canceled orders, there are 4 primary conditions that must be met. An order must be confirmed by a merchant. The order must have already been prepared. The merchant isn't at fault for the cancellation or initiated it. And the order had to have been made within 14 days of it being canceled. Okay, let's go over each of those conditions. The order must be confirmed by a merchant. The order is almost always confirmed by the merchant, whether it's hitting the tablet or just people claiming that the order was confirmed or not. The merchant isn't at fault for the cancellation or initiated it, so basically they can't be the ones to cancel it. And the order had to have been made within 14 days of it being canceled. The order is going to be made as soon as the order hits the tablet. If it's not made within 14 days, there's something genuinely wrong with the company. It doesn't take 14 days to make a burger, you know? This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, as a new driver, I understand the frustration, especially if you don't know to not take no-tip orders because of that reason. Do I agree with everybody's method of tip pandering or what have you? No, but it is something people need to think about, is not taking no-tip orders from the get-go. This is part of it, because if the order gets canceled, you get half the value of the order. Half the value is 0 tip and whatever the base pay was. And if it's the kind of base pay I'm thinking of, $2.50 divided by 2, that's $1.25. That's frustrating. And that's only if you got half pay. If you got a full pay, yeah, $2.50, that still doesn't make it right. I get the frustration of you not getting the tip you're supposed to, you not getting paid the way you're supposed to. But nevertheless, I hope that you learned from this so that way you don't end up taking more orders that end up in this situation. What I would tell you to do with the food is very simple. Give it to the homeless, give it to a security guard, bring it to your family, do whatever with it. You could even throw it out. The only thing you can't do is bring it back to the restaurant because they're not going to accept it back. It's actually a health concern. But all in all, this is a good lesson and a great example of why you should never take an order without a tip up front. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.